What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming back, checking out the channel. Well, as the title says, this is going to be a valve lash adjustment video. Hopefully it's the best one you ever see. Hopefully I can make this really simple to where you can do this and you feel totally confident that you did it right. Alright, so 2,300 Honda Accord. Now the reason why I actually have this in the garage is for oil leaks. Valve cover is leaking, VTEC solenoid is leaking, power steering is leaking. It actually runs fine, it was just leaking everywhere. And having the valve cover off and it having 140,000 miles, this is the perfect time to inspect the valve lash on the valves. We're going to be using a little special little tool that you actually don't need with a K motor. Okay, basically all it is a flathead screwdriver and a 10mm wrench, all in one. So that's all you really need with K motor, but I'm going to show you how to do it with this. Let's make things easier. If you have a B series motor, these things are really good to have. Okay, but again, it's just a 10mm and a flathead screwdriver. And as far as the clearances go, okay, you have your intake side here, exhaust side here, and you have the clearance between the thickness, and there's going to be a minimum and there's going to be a maximum. And I got some feeler gauges here. These really aren't the best ones to use for this. If you have some longer ones, which I have at work, that I didn't bring home with me, they work a little bit better, make things easier. But these will work here. Okay, so your brass colored ones here, I have the tolerances here as far as minimum thickness and maximum thickness. You can look at 8 thousandths to 10 thousandths. And on the exhaust side here, which are the silver ones, we are looking at 11 thousandths to 13 thousandths. Okay, so step one, of course, is go ahead and take the valve cover off and take out the spark plugs. Now what we're going to want to do is get this cylinder number 1, up to top dead center. Alright, so what we're going to do is you're going to get a 19mm wrench, hook it up to the power steering pulley, and we're going to want to get cylinder 1 up to top dead center. What you can do is you can stick a screwdriver down there, a really long one, and watch it actually come up when you're rotating the engine. It only rotates in a clockwise position, okay? So don't try to rotate it counterclockwise. That's going to be no good. But you can watch the screwdriver come up with the piston. But the right way to do it is look for some timing marks. We're going to line up the timing marks here on the intake sprocket and the exhaust sprocket. And what we're looking for is some lines. Okay, there's circles like dots, lines and arrows on these things. And we're looking for lines. Okay, and the lines, let's see if I can find one. We actually have a dot right here. That is our line right here. It's right here on the top. We want that guy to turn all the way around until we get it right here in the middle. Okay. Same thing with the exhaust one. We want it to turn until they kind of meet in the middle right here. All right. And you'll know you got it because there's actually an arrow on this thing. It'll be pointing straight up. So clockwise only. Turn this thing, and actually the line that's on the intake cam sprocket, it actually has some paint on it, which is good. It makes it a little bit easier to see. And we're coming up, almost there. Okay, getting really close. I wish my flashlight worked a little better, but hopefully you can see that right there. I'll try to zoom in on it. All right, so here we go. These are the two timing marks I'm talking about. They're both lines. Exhaust sprocket has a dot up here by the guide. Same thing with the intake. There's a dot up here by the guide. Hopefully you can see that. But then there's an arrow pointing up right here on the sprocket too. Okay, so this means that you have cylinder 1 at top dead center. There's an order we're going to check all these in. We're going to go 1, 3, 4, 2. Okay, that's the order Honda wants you to go in. That's the easiest way to do it actually. And we're going to start with the intake side here. All right, now we're going to go to our feeler gauges here. And we have 8 thousandths and we have 10 thousandths. This is going to be the maximum amount of clearance that we can have on these valves. And this is going to be the minimum, I guess you can say. So this is the thick boy right here. It's 10 thousandths. We're going to use that guy first. So thick boy, I'm just going to try to run them in here. I'm going to use the surface right here where the valve cover sits as kind of a guide. I'm just going to kind of try to jam them in there a little bit. And this is good that we can't get them in here. Same thing with this one. We'll check this one and see if I can get them in here. And can't get them in here, which is good. There's not excessive valve lash. Now we can get the smallest one, which is 8 thousandths, and see if we can get it in here at all. So we're trying to get this guy in here, 8 thousandths, and look, go right in there. Okay, and this is the drag we're looking for. Okay, we're looking for 8 thousandths worth of drag. So I kind of feel a little bit of resistance up in there, like it's kind of scratching it, which is a good thing. Okay, if it was really loose, we need to tighten this guy up, and if it was too tight, I wouldn't be able to get it in there. I can't get it in there now, but it actually feels pretty good. I'm trying to see if I can get this guy. This guy might be too tight. What it feels like, so I can't get this in here. And I'm gonna have to loosen this guy up. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's way too tight. I can't get it in there. So on this guy, I'll show you how to adjust it with that tool. Alright, so the way this tool works is that it has a 10mm that will loosen the lock nut here, and it will have the flathead screwdriver which will go right in there, and that's the adjuster. And what we want is to loosen the locking nut and control the adjuster. We basically want to loosen the locking nut without moving the adjuster. Okay, see how I'm doing that there? I'm trying to hold the adjuster still, so I got it loose. Now you can turn this clockwise and make the clearance go away, or you can open it up, make the clearance even wider. And what we want wider, so I'm just going to turn it a little bit and then lock everything back down and run the feeler gauge in there and see what I got. Okay. It's very, very simple. Mr. 8 thousandths. Oh, kind of goes in. It's still a little tight. I'm going to go ahead and loosen that back up. So we'll go down here, get it on there, hold the adjuster, bust her loose, okay? And things can get kind of wild like that right there, but I'm just going to turn it counterclockwise a little bit, open her up, then tighten her up here, hold that where I want it, come over here and check. Alright, now after the adjustment, come over here with the 8 thousandths, see if we can get it in here. Oh, went right in. There's a little bit of drag, kind of feel it, a little bit of scratchy. It's pretty good, pretty perfect. Not too loose, not too tight. Alright. And we'll go back with the thicker one. Let's see if we can get it in there. Okay, it kind of sticks in there. So yeah, the reading is in between 10 thousandths and 8 thousandths, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now what I've seen guys on the internet do is they'll stick these things in here, right? And they'll get them in and they'll do their adjustments like this. This is absolutely wrong, okay? Whenever you do your adjustment, pull this guy out, do the adjustment, and then you check it. All this is for is checking. It's not a it's not here to set up your valves. It's here to check your valve clearance, okay? All right, so on the exhaust side here, it's gonna be the same thing, except the numbers are gonna be a little different. You have minimum thickness is 11 thousandths, and then the maximum is 13 thousandths. And we're gonna go maximum first. Come in here, and see if we can get this in here. And we're checking for excessive. Okay. I'm pretty sure I can't get it in here. You can hear it kind of tapping up and down. But check this one. Can't get it. Okay, now we'll go to the thinner one. 11 thousandths. See if we can get it in here. Okay, got that one. Okay. Got a good amount of drag on that one. Okay, I like that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. It's definitely a good amount of drag. That one's kind of tight, but it goes in. Got that side in. Just weird little angle. And it's got some good drag on there too. See if I can get it back in there. Alright, went right in. Alright, got some good drag on there. Feeling pretty good. It's actually pretty stiff, but I think that's going to be good enough. Oh, that was at a weird angle too. But, so the clearance on it is going to be in between 11 thousandths and 13 thousandths, and if we need to adjust it, we'll adjust it. So we got cylinder 1 out of the way, and we're going to skip right over to cylinder 3. Alright, that's just the firing order of this engine, and we're going to check that one out. Alright, all we have to do to get cylinder 3 up to top dead cylinder is that slash mark we have here. We just need to turn the cam sprocket all the way up 90 degrees right here, or a quarter of a turn. Turn it all the way right up here, right up to this guide on this side of the guide, and that guy will be in top dead center. Remember, only go clockwise, and we are right there. Okay, so quarter of a turn, 90 degrees. All right, hopefully Mr. GoPro is picking that up. Okay, Mr. Arrow is pointing out this way, but the slash is right there. All right, we can go actually look inside the cylinder. You can see the top of the piston. It's going to be the exact same thing. We're going to start with the maximum, which is 10 thousandths. Try to slide it in here. Let's see if we can get it in here. And can't get it in there. Nope. I'm going to go to the thinnest, which is 8 thousandths. See if we can get it in here. Right in right there. Okay, and we're going to see how much drag she's got. That one feels pretty good. Alright, I'm happy with that. Do this one, thickness, the thicker one. Can't get it in there. It's good, no excessive lash. Go here. I got one right in right there. So that one feels great. Got here kind of rubbing. Alright, within spec, and then we'll do the exhaust. Okay. So after you go ahead and check the exhaust on cylinder 3, you want to go to 4. And to go to 4, it's going to be the same thing. We're going to rotate this guy clockwise. And we're going to rotate the cam sprocket 90 degrees, another 90 degrees, or another quarter. So we want the line to end up over here on this side right here. And that will put number 4 at top dead center. Okay, that's about right there. Okay, so you can see the line right. The line is right there. Okay, that's gonna be top dead center on number 4, and you can verify by looking down on the hole, and you can go ahead and measure your clearances and see what needs to be adjusted and whatnot. Okay, and then to get to number 2, it's going to be another quarter rotation, another 90 degrees. You're gonna put the line right here at the bottom, and then you check 2. Then you're pretty much all done, sort of. Then what you're going to want to do is go ahead and line up your 2 timing marks here again, and then you're going to recheck everything one more time to make sure everything's good after you rotate it around, okay? And you've done a valve adjustment. It's really, really simple. You don't want to make anything tighter than the spec, okay? Because you could burn up a valve, and you don't want any looser because it's going to be really, really noisy, and you might start getting misfires. All right, let's see how this valve lash adjustment went. Start this guy up. No check engine lights. She's warming up. Start it up just like normal. Go on a little test drive to see if she runs any different. Hopefully that'll kind of improve some of the idle, some of the gas mileage and things like that. But the lash wasn't really too much out of adjustment. She was a little bit tight, but you know, whatever. Well, I hope the video was really, really helpful. And if it was, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comment box below. Let me know how I'm doing. And yeah, you guys take care, be safe, have a great weekend. I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.